Live from Houston, Texas, a show for local business owners. This is Business Houston Podcast. If you're a small or medium-sized business, this is your source for trends, interviews, and tips for winning in today's economic climate. Presented by the BBB for Greater Houston and South Texas. You're listening to Business Houston, and this is your host, Matt Bertram.
All right. Hello. This is Matt Bertram with Business Houston Podcast. I have a special guest today. I have Rudy here with National Transmission and Auto Care in the Houston area. How are you doing, Rudy?
Oh, I'm doing well, Matt. How are you doing today?
Great. I'm glad that we had a chance to talk today. Also, just know this time of day I got light that's going to probably hit me right in the eyes here. So I may be bobbing and weaving for any of those that are watching on YouTube or Facebook. So Rudy, great to have you here. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your business, how you got started, a little bit about yourself. I think the audience would love to know more.
Oh, thanks for having me, first of all. And my name is Rudy Ramkissoon. I started here at National Transmission back in 1982. I was actually 17 years old in high school looking for a summer job to, most young guys wanted to race their cars. So I started here, like I said, 1982, and fast forward to 1987. It's ironic I became part of the business as a business owner. Yeah. And from then on, it's been, building business all the way through, just working on transmissions and do my thing all the way up to today. So, yeah, it's been great so far. Taking transmissions to the next level, doing researches and things like that. But it's been good for us so far.
All right. Now, I'm going to ask this question and it may make you cringe a little bit because I'm not as big of a car person as maybe you are in racing cars. But can you provide a little bit more insight of, how the transmission fits into the broader scope of like car maintenance and why someone might want to upgrade their transmission? Like what are some use cases for that? Or what's the type of jobs that you typically work on? Is it a certain type of vehicle? Is it a certain type of issue? Can you just provide a little more color there?
Sure. Ironic there is transmission, it's only maybe once in a lifetime issue that you have. Most customer, the transmission service is being neglected. Transmission lasts for a very long time. So we encourage servicing of the transmission when they get to our shop here. We always help our customer to find out when was the last time we got the service. We give them a maintenance specs, things like that. It helps them with the transmission longevity to where if you keep the transmission service, that's number one thing. It helps with the performance of the vehicle, give them better gas mileage, things like that we look into once they get here. A lot of times we look for updates that we can do for them. Like right now there's flashes, reprogramming, things like that helps the car. So those are the areas we look at to help our customer.
All right. So you mentioned racing in the beginning. So, I mean, like how I'm envisioning your business now, it's National Transmission and Auto Care. So are you a full service shop and then you're like the specialist in transmission? So if you have a transmission issue, like you would be the first person someone would call, or like how do you view yourself in the marketplace, I guess?
Yes, our core business is transmission. It definitely is. But once a vehicle, in today's vehicle now, everything works as network. So everything has to be in a working condition. They communicate with each other. So now instead of just checking out transmission, you do the complete diagnostic of the vehicle, and then you bring that to the customer. So you can see where it's seamless to integrate automotive repair into the business. Because now you may have, a code for a spark plug, which will affect the operation of the engine. In turn, it affects the way the transmission works. So that's kind of the idea where everything works hand in hand.
Okay. And so like I'm not like the car enthusiast that maybe some people are. How would I know that I have a transmission issue?
Most drivers, like they drive their vehicle, they more or less have a feel that this is how my car performed, then it's usually, if it's a number one complaint on transmission is a jerk, like when the transmission
when you're switching gears, right?
Switching gears, right?
Yeah,
You're feeling some type of a feeling in the car, and that's scary. So with that right there, you feel like, oh, the transmission, something is wrong. So that would be the first thing you. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry.
It's all right.
That would be that would be the first complaint, that I'm feeling a jerk with this transmission. So that's how you would know something is going on with your vehicle. It may not necessarily mean the transmission is bad. It could be, it's just that that's the first reaction you get in most common cases.
Okay. And are there like a type of car, or is there a way people drive, like you were talking about in racing, for example, or like what, like give me an idea of who the ideal customer is that would really benefit from National Transmission, Rudy?
Well, let's address racing first. Racing was back in my younger days, when that's how I got started, is through, you had a race car, you want to start, you want to build it, things like that. But fast forward today, our typical customer is anyone with a vehicle that drives in Houston. I mean, you have any type of problem, we can handle it. Distance doesn't matter, because most customers will come from 5 miles to 25 miles for a good transmission repair shop that they can trust. And that's what you look for. So it's basically any customer that has a vehicle that has any type of issues, we can help. And that's what we look forward to.
No, I think that that's good. Like really trying to identify, okay, if I'm driving my car and there's any kind of jerkiness, right? When you're maybe switching gears or what's happening, you start thinking, okay, it may be my transmission. I want to go to a transmission specialist, right? Like that's probably where it starts. Is that right?
Yes, many clients already have shops that are that they go to, like the general repair.
Yeah.
So that would be one of their first call, is to call their local mechanics, which we have another side of our business where we do business with general repair shops. So in turn, those shops will call us, say, hey, I got a customer, I got a client that has this type of transmission problem. So that's one area. Number two areas, they would go to Google and Google their shop that in close, transmission shop near me. Those are the common terms, things like search words for it. So that would be one area that we have. So when they do that, that's where you want to be. And that's usually where we're at on your Google search. We're right there at the maps. We're, pay-per-click type of things in advertising. But
So if I, to bring this back, like in healthcare, right? Like maybe an analogy is you go to your general care doctor, which is your basic mechanic, right? But if they need a specialist, right? They need to go see a cardiologist, or they need to go see, like a pulmonologist or something like that. Transmission is a specialty. And so you actually get a lot of referrals from, general repair shops. Is that right?
Exactly. That's correct.
And then if people know that they're having a transmission issue, they can seek you out and find you. And really, that's how you've positioned yourself in the business, and in the marketing standpoint online is, y'all are the specialists and experts in the transmission space. Yeah,
exactly.
Got it. Okay. No, I think that's really helpful. And I think that's important to how do you differentiate, or, what is your competitive advantage versus, say, other repair shops, right? Because they're almost on every corner. And I think that, when there's a transmission issue, you're the expert. I think that's really excellent. Awesome. Well, so tell me, COVID has affected a lot of different industries differently. I don't know how driving habits have changed with COVID. I'm certainly seeing now a lot more cars on the road. I was kind of liking it, actually. Driving in Houston wasn't a bad deal. When COVID was happening. I mean, certainly there's a lot of negative things going on, but driving was not one of them. But now there's a lot of like stop and go traffic in Houston. It's very congested. I would assume stop starting is probably not that good for a car vehicle. But yeah, tell me a little bit about how COVID is maybe changed the outlook of your business.
Well, fortunately for us, COVID actually, when that came about, we had spent so much time sanitizing, do all the things for safety and precaution, things like that. Well, communicating with our customer, what all we were doing, they were comfortable asking us after we finish a transmission repair, is can we do an oil change? Can we do a maintenance for them? Because they didn't want to pick their vehicle and take it somewhere else because of the chance of them getting COVID going from one shop to the other. So we had a high request for that, which forced us to actually pivot. That's where it really started, is early in the pandemic, is to pivot into full general repair and maintenance. We end up changed the way we communicate with our customer. We went to a full digital inspection, and with email and texting, with video and pictures to communicate with the customer, so they didn't have to come in and show them what was wrong. We were able to send these things over the internet to them. And then another thing, they were able to pay completely over our processing system. They were able to do touchless payments, things like that. So that in turn gave us the opportunity to where we hired more sales and management internal and new technicians in the shop to where we accommodate this growth. And it ended up being probably one of the better years we've had for a while, and which was great for us. And now with that, we're going in the second year and we continue to see this growth. We're hiring more people for technicians. We're seeing more and more car counts because of the customers and the process we've used and the technology that we have implemented to change the whole paradigm shift last year, and the business was completely changed. And what it did, it create more trust in the customer, because you can send them a video, say, hey, this part here is broken, look at this video for it. Then you can send them a picture of it, of the parts. Then you send them through email or text, and then they just come in and pick up the car. You show them your sanitization process, how the car is safe, the keys are safe, things like that. So from the beginning to the end, they don't have to do anything other than authorize everything over their phone, and then they pick up the car and they're safe, and it's completely fixed with a guarantee.
You know, I've been hearing that a lot, like contact free, interactions, and really everybody's working on updating their internal systems to be able to operate more efficiently. I've actually heard that from a lot of business owners, that they have it kind of revolutionized their business. It looks like you developed a new product line, which makes a lot of sense. Like, you want to interact with as few people as possible. And I know, like, I think with like new manufacturers of cars, like some of the chips, there's some issues there. People are deciding to keep their cars longer, so there's greater chance of maybe like a transmission issue. So yeah, I can certainly see how COVID has maybe impacted different businesses positively, right? So
yes, definitely.
And I was sitting there looking at your website, nationaltranshouston.com, right? Nationaltranshouston.com. And it looks like there's a lot of good information for people to check out. There's 24-hour quote estimates, diagnostics, FAQs, a map how to get there, a ton of great reviews, cost guide, a bunch of different services. So really, people are able to go find out more about the business online. I think that's excellent. Is there anything on the website that you wanted me to go to highlight that you're particularly proud of?
Well, I mean, yeah, our accreditation with BBB, I'm definitely proud of.
Oh, right there, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and our reviews, the reviews is what makes it shows the type of work you're doing, and you show that your customers are pleased and satisfied with you and their trust, the trust that they have in your business, and that means a lot to us.
No, absolutely. So you recently won a Better Business Bureau award. Why don't you tell me maybe a little bit about the award and a little bit about what the BBB means to you?
Yeah, we were the recipient of the Pinnacle Award for 2021 in the automotive space, which was really exciting, and we're so proud to have that. And the BBB is not only a great it's not only is it an honor to be a member, accredited member of BBB, but it's to bring the value and the trust and the reputation that it brings to your business for our customer. Because you say BBB, just go look at your reviews and look at your standings, and the customer right away, it builds a great bridge between the customer and you and BBB and the trust level. That it's almost like, okay, great. These are it gives the customer the confidence that they're dealing with a reputable, trustworthy company, and that's what the BBB brings to us. And we are really excited. We've been a member for a while, and just excited to continue the relationship that we have with you with the BBB.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on the Pinnacle Award. That is certainly a big deal, and certainly says a lot about your business. Is there any kind of like tips out there for people maybe go into transmission or whatever you would like to share? Or is there anything else that maybe we have not covered that you think might be good to highlight about, figuring out if like your transmission's an issue, or anything about your business, or anything else you would want to highlight today?
Yeah, once we changed this new system that we have, it brought a lot of transparency in our industry, because our industry was tarnished for a while there for, it was not, we had a small part that was not a good thing for us, but it brought so much transparency that the customer, like I say, they can see exactly what you're talking about. It gives them that value. And that has really helped us as a company to really exceed their expectations. It really, once they see what you got to do to make their car better, it gives them that confidence, gives them that trust, and they really rely on you for more, not just for that part, but also for the general repair side. The more and more that they want to come back and build that relationship that you're looking for many years down the line. And another thing that gives them credibility, or the confidence, I would say, being in business for over 42 years at the same location. We're in beautiful Third Ward, Houston, and we have seen it, coming, it's grown, and we've seen all that. So it gives them that they can come back 5 years down the line for a warranty repair, and we'll still be here for them. So those are the things that we highlight with our company, and we're proud of that. We've been around for 42 years and still going strong.
No, I can see that longevity. Absolutely. And really, I think the best thing that you can do to provide value or really showcase your expertise is, coming in and then fixing the problem and being the transmission specialist. I think that is phenomenal. So Rudy, nationaltranshouston.com, National Transmission and Auto Care. What's the best way for people to find you or get a hold of you?
Usually the simplest thing is just to give us a phone call, or website, visit our website. Those are the two top things to reach us.
Fantastic. And where are you located exactly? You said Third Ward in Houston?
Yes, we're in 288 and 610, right by University of Houston.
Oh, fantastic. Great location. Well, Rudy, it was great having you on. I appreciate you being here and educating me a little bit on car maintenance and transmissions. So,
thank you for having me, Matt. Appreciate you.
Thanks so much for listening. Business Houston puts a spotlight on local small and medium-sized business, interviewing those successful business owners in Houston. And those business owners that are winning in today's economic climate. Business Houston is presented to you by the BBB of Greater Houston and South Texas. Make sure to like, rate, and review the show. We'll be back soon. But in the meantime, hook up with us on social media at Hugh Biz Podcast. That's HOU Biz Podcast. Till next time, this is Business Houston.